Let's take a look at my full review of Summer in Mara for the Nintendo Switch, and thank you to the developer for providing a review copy of the game. Summer in Mara just released on June 16th for the Nintendo Switch and PC, with other platforms soon to follow. The game not only takes ideas from some of my favorite games of all time, like Legend of Zelda Wind Waker and Animal Crossing New Horizons, as well as the original Harvest Moon games, but also many of its own unique ideas to create something all its own. It's really not fair to call this game a Harvest Moon or Stardew Valley clone either, because both the story structure and the incredible soundtrack make it feel special and definitely its own journey. And it's not just a farming sim, it really is a journey. Of course, all those standard farming sim gameplay elements are here: planting, growing, and harvesting crops, crafting and upgrading tools, building fields and facilities, keeping animals, cooking recipes, and gathering materials. But what the game adds on top of this well-known and well-loved gameplay loop to make it unique is a massive amount of side quests that always give you a concrete goal to focus on. Unlike a lot of other farming sims that leave it more open-ended, and for that it can cause me to lose interest because I want to be driven forward by a story. And the beautiful story in this game motivates you to keep going, even when some of the side quests can start to feel tedious and overwhelming. The story has to be addressed before I can continue critiquing the gameplay, because it's brilliant. You play as a human girl named as Koa, who is raised by her adoptive grandmother, who adopted her after finding her in the middle of a shipwreck on the ocean. Koa's grandmother teaches her things like how important it is to love yourself and love others, and how sometimes people who are cruel are the ones that need kindness and love the most. These themes are deeply rooted in the story, and it's such a positive experience that it opens your heart as you play and reminds you of the things that are really important. For example, after I would end my play sessions, I would feel compelled to text my family that I love them, or just throughout my day do a little more random acts of kindness for strangers. The music in that game enforces that tone and feeling, and at times can make you feel flat out inspired. The main theme in particular is just so good in my opinion. The story is much more than just these themes though. The time that you spend with your grandmother acts as sort of a tutorial, and then you are suddenly on your own to solve the mystery of the hidden door on your island, to figure out why you're the only human here, and also learn more about the pirates that stalk the seas and the mysteries of the other islands. After quickly unlocking the boat, you're free to explore the ocean, which opens up more as you complete more quests. Initially, you start on just your island, and then one other large island will soon unlock. But quickly after that, you'll unlock half a dozen more islands that you can explore in any order. Even then, you'll still continue to unlock more and more islands as you progress through the story. And I think this is a really good design choice, because it would be far too overwhelming if they were all open at the start of the game. But that leads me to some of the things that took away from the experience for me, and they're really important to know before you purchase this game. First of all, while the story motivates and drives you forward, the tedious nature of some of the side quests can make you want to set the game down for a while. A lot of the quests feel like filler, and since there's no efficient way to even get from one location to another, you have to run across these expansive land masses that, while they're large, they feel pretty empty. So you'll spend a lot of time just trying to get from point A to point B, when really these side quests shouldn't take more than a few minutes. What makes this sometimes feel like even more of a drag is the lack of a strong user interface to manage your quests and no mini-map. Not having a mini-map really threw me off throughout the entire playthrough. I'm really used to having that in modern games, and while you do have a mini-map when you're on your ship, when you're on the island, there's no actual map. And so for the tiny islands, that's fine. I don't need a mini-map on those. But every time I unlocked a new, larger open area, it was really more frustrating than fun exploring the island and trying to get a lay of the land because you don't know where the shops are, where the points of interest are, and even when you find them, you have to memorize where they are, and if it's a large open area, it can be confusing. And a mini-map, I think, would have really helped the game. You can, however, view all your active quests in the menu, which is a great thing. The problem is it can feel clunky, and then when you start having to manage large amounts of quests all at once, you can certainly feel a bit lost and overwhelmed, especially knowing that most of the quests are going to be tedious fetch quests that you won't particularly enjoy after completing so many of them at a certain point. Also, the music, one of the game's strongest points, isn't used as effectively as it could be during the gameplay. There were a lot of times that while I was playing, I found myself wondering where the beautiful music had gone, and I really missed it when it wasn't there. Those are all things that you should really know before you're going into this game if you're going to be spending $24.99 or 10% off right now, $22.49. But please don't forget the story and the solid farming, sim, and crafting building aspects of the game. If that's a genre that you're a fan of, this is absolutely worth it in my opinion. And even if you're a more casual player, if you've liked things like Animal Crossing, I do recommend this game. I recommend this game for its full purchase price, and I'm really excited at what this team can do going forward. Everything put together, I give Summer and Mara a 7.5 out of 10, and I played the Nintendo Switch version of this game for my review. Thank you to the developer for the review copy, and I think this team has incredible potential. I really can't wait to see what they do next. My favorite Switch game of all time, Dragon Quest Builders 2. The original Dragon Quest Builders received this same score from me when I wrote my review that I never published because I hadn't gotten around to actually starting my YouTube channel yet. But the fact that this game has the same score as the predecessor to my favorite game of all time, I think should show you how strong of a score it really is coming from me and how much potential this team has. If you found this review to be helpful, please drop a like and consider subscribing for more gaming reviews, live streams, and news. Have a great day, everyone. Thanks for watching.